following program is intended to educate and inform. We discuss cannabis being used as medicine, the culture, science, and controversy of cannabis and cannabis laws. We do not advocate any illegal activity. Moth Networks and their associates do not claim to be lawyers or doctors, nor do they represent themselves as such. All their comments and views are of their own personal opinion and personal experiences. Opinions and claims made by the guests and advertisers on Moth Networks are their own, and all parties agree to the Moth Network use and policy agreement. Moth Network and Moth Network associates cannot be held legally responsible for the statements of the host or of their guests. We encourage all listeners to learn their constitution, to assert their rights, acknowledge their duties, and know their individual state laws.
You are now tuned in to 710 Radio. We are the newest and hottest independent radio station in Colorado and on the internet. The fans named the station. With over 1 million visitors and over 10 million hits. Oh yeah, our website is going bananas. We are the newest and the hottest. This is 710 Radio. 24/7 radio. Stay tuned and tell a friend. The Dabber's Choice. With hot shows 7 days a week.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team.
all of which are American dreams.
Radio Moth 22.9 here in Denver, Colorado. Of course, I'm Rick Wainwright.
And I'm Patrick Partridge in Colorado.
Let's talk about this Saturday. I was there. Decided not to have Wi-Fi, so I could not do a live remote like I wanted to, and so we decided that we were going to do it today. So the topic of the show today is Treason Within, the story of our modern day military. Now, before we start getting into the actual stories, I'm posting it on the Let's Talk About It page right now, and all the other pages. Just give me 1 second, please.
Well, while you're doing that, Rick, I'm going to give him a little heads up on what it is about. The reality is, folks, back in the Vietnam War and wars prior to this new war, soldiers did a lot of the work, did 99% of the work. They fed them, they built the houses, they put up the tents, they did everything. Well, what's going on now is the raping and pilfering of our country in the name of private contractors. Private contracting in the military-industrial complex is actually run amok. With the General Accounting Office releasing the report here this last week, it's quite insane. As when Rick pulls that up and posts it, you'll see that the amount of money that's going to these companies, for mind you, for jobs that our military is already trained to do. We've already got an MOS and a military what does MOS stand for, Rick? I know it's the job title, right? Okay.
I should know that one, damn it. Military operational specialty.
Okay, so, I mean, the point is we've already got soldiers that are getting paid. Okay? They're already over there to do a job, but yet what we're finding out is that our soldiers are training private contractors to do the job they're supposed to be doing. That's insane.
Okay.
That's insane. But now we're understanding why. It goes back to as you say, as I always say, Rick, I'm a big puzzle picture guy. This goes back to the reason why they're neglecting our soldiers when they come back home.
Well, I think we got
go ahead and read the article, my brother.
All right, we got a good storyline lined out for tonight. Now, before I actually get into what Patrick Partridge was talking about, I'm going to read this first article. And this is coming from modernsurvivalblog.com. And this is by Ken Jorgensen. Now, do you know who Marcus Tullius Cicero is? Have you heard of him?
Cicero. His last name is Cicero.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, well, he's a Roman philosopher, a statesman, a lawyer, and a Roman constitutionalist. His words more than 2,000 years ago ring true today. It says, a nation can survive its fools and even its ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and carries his banner openly. But the traitor moves amongst those within the gates freely. All the alleys, parted the valleys, to the very halls of the government itself. For the traitor appears not a traitor. He speaks in accents familiar to his victims, and he wears their face in their arguments. He appeals to their baseness, and he lies deep in the hearts of all men. He walks the soul of a nation. He works secretly and unknown in the night to undermine the pillars of the city. He infects the body politic so it can no longer resist. A murderer is less to fear a traitor if the plague. Okay. So that now you're gonna kind of understand where we're gonna be going with these stories tonight.
Now, I would like to tell you, Rick, that was very poignant, and you're exactly right. Those words ring true today. Another one from that time period was not Cicero. I'm trying to think of the writer's name, but I'm not sure exactly. But it was from that time. It was during the Plato and Cicero years. He wrote, "The more laws a state passes against its people, it shows you the more corrupt it is."
Right?
Okay, you know, the more corrupt the body politic is, the more laws it passes against its people. And that's what they're doing today. You know, we got Crybaby Bonner resigning this week. Oh my God, please. And now this. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have about a 5-minute clip that I'm gonna play for the listeners, and I've already posted it on the Facebook page. Let's talk about it. But let's listen to this clip, and when we come back, we're gonna get into this other story. Okay, but this kind of sets the tone for what we're talking about. All right. What the hell?
Pretty much any job that's in the military, there's a civilian contractor right there.
Across the world, people lost their jobs. Quartermaster companies, mechanic, any logistics soldiers were involved with, their jobs were outsourced to KBR. But when I could be actively becoming a better soldier and becoming more proficient in my job, instead I'm going to sit up on guard duty, it was devastating.
There was so much money being given away over there to contractors. I mean, there were jobs that didn't even need to be there. You know, we'd go into the tent to use our internet, and the woman who would put my name down to assign me to a computer would be a civilian contractor who was making 6 figures to be over there. Why is she there? Why are we paying this woman to do this? It certainly affected retention.
They took over my job. I ended up doing nothing.
I don't know why any military person would re-enlist to do the same job when they could get out of the military and make, 6 times the money and do the same job.
They had the little mobile units that we had to put our clothes in, like a net duffel bag. Halliburton charged the government $100 for every bag of clothes they washed.
I was told by my chain of command that I was not allowed to wash my laundry on my own. I had to take it to KBR to have it washed, even though we all knew that they were doing a horrible job, because they get $99 a bag for a bag of laundry that I could do at home for $3.
Cost Plus encourages you to run up the cost of a program because you are going to get a percentage of the end result. And so there's no incentive to stay at Motel 6. Stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Qatar, folks.
The place that they chose for orientation in Kuwait was a huge resort set right on the ocean. They had 5-star meals catered in every day.
It was so lavish. Rows of vegetable platters, beef platters, fish platters.
It's a cost-plus contract. KBR looked at it, the more money we spend, that's the more money we get in our pockets. They got the wrong equipment, ordered the wrong stuff, computers still in boxes, new vehicles. They'd push them out in what they called burn pits, and they just set it on fire, claim it as a loss, get more money for the right equipment or the right stuff they needed.
You got brand new trucks over there, and there's not even oil filters. So when the motor blows, what do? Buy a new truck and bill the government.
$75,000 truck. They wouldn't even have a spare tire to fit it, and we had to blow it up. And they didn't care Halliburton did because the government's paying for it. A legal way of stealing from the government or taxpayers' money.
Khaki was used to do interrogation in Abu Ghraib.
تم نقلي إلى سجن أبو غريب في بداية عام 2004 باليوم الأول من الشهر الأول لعام 2004. كان أكو شخص مدني واقف بيتأمر يعني ياخذون أوامرهم من عنده أمنية مدنية للتحقيق مع معتقلين. بس أنا أقول لك هاي شركتين مؤكدة، شركة تايتن وشركة CI.
One of the problems that we run into when we're outsourcing so much of our intelligence operations is that they're just trying to fill the slots to make the money to keep their shareholders happy.
As a result, a lot of people got hurt, a lot of people got killed, American lives got lost because someone wants to make money and wants to have a fat check in his pocket.
Halliburton, KBR, some of these other firms over there are staying over there and continuing to make profits, big money. And people are just at the cost of human life.
All right, man, we're back. So, I don't know. That to me kind of pisses me off from being in the military myself.
That's some pretty incredible stuff, isn't it?
It is, man. And this was only a 4-minute clip out of an hour-long video that you can find on YouTube, and it's called Iraq for Sale. Right. And it should piss you off if you're, in America. I'm telling you, it should piss you off.
To tell you the truth, Rick, it goes beyond being American. We're financing corporations that go and kill other people. The war is about corporations and money. All right, and we're sending our kids to the meat grinder. When they come back, if they don't get killed over there, they're so fucked up when they come over back home. We don't care about it. At the bottom of that article that was shared on the discussion page, it speaks of the $490 billion that is expected to be spent on the disability from those folks coming home. Okay, when are these corporations going to stand up is what I want to know. We got all of these corporations profiteering off our fucking government, and not one of them is stepping up to the plate saying, you know what, we helped cause this, we profited from this, we got to take our responsibility in it. None of them are. And it's time we get pissed off about it. They're just sucking up the fucking money.
Well, I tell you what, this next story that I'm posting is going to talk just exactly about that. And, IBITimes.com, and it's by Angelo Young. Now, you heard these soldiers talking about the private contractors in KBR over there, and this article is called "And the Winner."
Straight out of the General Accounting Office. This report is that this lady wrote up that article on. It's straight out of the General Accounting Office, and the report was released Tuesday.
Right now,
2 days ago is when this come out. So
apparently KBR made $39.5 billion a decade. So the accounting of the financial cost of nearly a decade-long war will go on for years. but a recent analysis has shed light on the companies that made money off the war by providing support services as the privatization of what were former U.S. military operations. Private or publicly listed firms received at least $138 billion of taxpayer money for government contracts for services that included providing private security, building infrastructure, and feeding the troops. 10 contractors received 52% of the funds, according to an analysis by the Financial Times that was published Tuesday. The number one recipient, Houston-based energy-focused engineering and construction firm KBR, Inc., which was spun off from its parent's oil field provider,
Halliburton. Yeah.
Yeah, the company was given $39.5 billion in Iraqi-related contracts over the past decade, and we're not even talking Afghanistan yet. The deal was given competing firms, such as a $568 million.
Wait a minute.
What?
Back up there.
Okay.
Isn't that against the law? Isn't all government contracts supposed to go up to a bid?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute now. How am I? Wait. Go ahead. I'm just trying to verify some stuff here and bring in people's head that what we're talking about is technically illegal, but they continue to do it. And the only reason they continue to do it is because we don't stand up and stop them.
Right.
Go ahead, continue. I apologize again.
No, you're fine.
They blatantly broke the law. That's why the name of this show is Treason from Within.
Right. Okay, such as a $568 million contract renewal in 2010 to provide housing, meals, water, and bathroom services to soldiers. Wow. Housing.
Hey, wait a minute. In that movie, In Iraq for Sale, isn't there a dude that did his own little water test and found out they weren't even treating the water?
Wow.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
It's a deal.
Wait a minute. And didn't you just say they would just automatically give them the contract again?
Oh yeah, without any bidding from competing firms.
No, renewal. They didn't even ask, how good did you do? They didn't even ask them did they live up to the initial contract. They just automatically renewed the best.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Okay, so a deal that led to a Justice Department lawsuit over alleged kickbacks, as reported by Bloomberg. Who were the number 2 and 3? Okay, it's Agility Logistics of Kuwait and a state.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Now, isn't that a foreign-owned company?
Uh-huh.
And aren't we talking about government contracts?
Uh-huh.
I bet you we done some research. We got an American company that could do just as good a job.
Oh, I bet
and if we done some further research, this Agility or whatever its name is a subsidiary off of that big H word we were talking about as well.
I wouldn't doubt it. But also the state-owned Kuwait Petroleum Corp. Together, these firms garnered $13.5 billion of U.S. contracts. As private enterprise entered the war zone at unprecedented levels, the amount of corruption ballooned. Even if most contractors performed their duties as expected, but according to the Bipartisan Commission on Wartime Contracting in Iraq and Afghanistan, the level of corruption by defense contractors may be as high as $60 billion.
Well, yeah, because as you and I were talking while you were playing the clip, was that these are cost-plus contracts, meaning whatever they send in as far as an overrun, the government just cuts them a check.
Right.
So so basically in the movie, the guy uses it as a vernacular. So instead of staying within the contract and staying at Motel 6, you might as well stay at the Carlson Ritz because you're going to pay for it anyway.
Right.
Or the Ritz Carlson, excuse my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, and there's no incentive. See, there's no incentive for these guys to stay in the budget because, as you just read, it's a new contract. There's nobody following up and verifying that they're living up to the terms of the contract. No one. They're just cutting checks. Go ahead. I apologize for interrupting again, but it's just asinine. It's just asinine to get to this level, and we see levels of corruption now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not just talking about one level, one depth. We're talking about levels of corruption at this point.
Oh man, just wait. We got plenty of stories coming up, man.
I know. Go ahead. That's why we're going 3 hours tonight, homeboy. I know.
All right. So, even without the graph, the cost of paying for these services are higher than paying government employees or soldiers to do them because of the profit motive involved. No bid contracting. When companies get to name their price with no competing bid, it didn't lower legitimate expenses, despite promises by President Barack Obama to reel in this habit. The trend toward granting favored companies federal contracts without considering competing bids continued to grow by 9% last year, according to the Washington Post. So even though the military has largely pulled out of Iraq, private contractors remain on the ground and continue to reap U.S. government contracts. For example, the U.S. State Department estimates that taxpayers will dole out $3 billion in private guards for the government-selling embassy in Baghdad. The cost of paying private and publicly listed war profiteers seem minuscule in light of the total bill for the war. Last week, the cost for the war project by the Watson Institute for International Studies at Brown University said the war at Iraq cost $1.7 trillion, not including the $490 billion in immediate benefits owed to veterans of the war and the lifetime benefits that will be owed to them and their next of kin.
Imagine that. Now we get down to the dollars and cents of it. The United States has spent out $1.7 trillion to these companies. Okay? That is including on our time that we're still responsible for $490 billion that goes to our soldiers. Wait a minute. I smell some fuckery going on. Don't I remember a fine vice president named Dick Cheney and his fine company called what? What was that company name?
Halliburton.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, what was all that promises that he made us that they'd welcome us with open arms? Their country of the golden oil, of which we're not receiving any benefit for. Different than robbing your own country. You are a treasonous dick.
You're right.
So I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you do the talking for this one for a minute, man, because I'm from Mummick, and right now, if I sound it off, all I'm gonna do is say a bunch of fucking cuss words, and that's not intelligent. Really. We're gonna say enough. I mean, we come on here and expose these bastards with their fucking pants down, and they're literally getting money out of their fucking kids' mouth.
Right.
And you let them fucking do it. When are we going to say enough's enough, folks? When are we going to demand them pay the $490 billion to our fucking veterans? when all they are is fucking shields for these private contractors.
Well,
that's what I read. That's what I heard out of that, though. We're sending our soldiers over there. They're fully competent to do the jobs of these private contractors. But all we hear about is our soldiers getting killed while these fuckers are over there doing the job our soldiers should be doing. So all we're doing is sending our children over to be fucking shields for these contractors to rape and pillage our country more.
Right, because I got to tell you, because in that report, you know, it said that they, KBR, they provided water, right? Drinking water, and then that some of them wasn't even treated. Okay, well,
yeah.
All right. One time in the Army, I had this job, and it was a water purification specialist, which meant he took these big old trucks that were, they could clean.
They could do 10,000 gallons at once or something?
Yeah, within, you know, gallons per hour, you know. And,
right.
But, I mean, it was enough that you could shower, the companies could shower, they could fucking have all the drinking water they need, they could, you know, do whatever they needed to do.
And that was you guys. That was you guys. And then with shit, you guys drive your rifle with fucking all the things. Right. Okay, now, what has changed? The only thing that has changed is you got these motherfuckers over there, and they sent you guys to the grist mill. Now, am I hearing something different?
No.
Okay, they're only sending you guys over there to take fucking bullets and eat bombs.
Well, it seems like that's what it is nowadays.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Well,
we're paying all of these contractors all this fucking money. The only thing we're over there doing is well, in that movie, it's all about contractors losing their life, but I mean, that's a minuscule amount when you're talking about soldiers' lives.
Oh, yeah, but still there.
And they signed a contract to go over there, bro. We're sending that bullshit of, you know, you're doing it for patriotism and honor and freedom for your country. Liars. Fucking lying to these kids. You're going to the grist mill, though. You know, it's not that I don't respect the soldiers, bro. They signed up in the league. Finally led to the slaughter. Because they're not fighting for my freedom. I fight for my freedom every fucking day I wake up. Because my government, who they supposedly represent, is fighting to take those fucking freedoms that they're supposed to be fighting for.
Right.
So I don't want to hear that shit. You're fighting for my freedom. What freedoms? So the fucking cops can be militarized and get away with shooting motherfuckers on the street when they got their hands up and ain't fucking fighting them, nothing? Come on, man.
Well, I tell you what.
Saying, as a nation, we can do better, folks. We can demand better. And we can get better. And the only way to do that is do it on our own, because our fucking government is fucking against us.
Well, I tell you,
Go ahead.
so did you see one of the articles that I posted earlier today about there was Vermont being the only state that didn't have any killings by police in 2015?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So, shout out to Vermont, you know. Alright, so...
That's a hell of a thing to say, but yeah, Vermont, congratulations. You guys did something the whole fucking nation couldn't do.
Right. Hey, man.
Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Here next week, I'm gonna try to get a Vermont fucking police chief or a state, you know what I mean? And really give them a congratulations, because that's showing true Constitution restraint.
Right.
That's saying something, man. Vermont ain't that big, really, though.
No, but still,
so
you know that they still have to deal with the same type of bullshit that, you know.
But not to the quantity, though.
Right.
But, but now think about it. Not to have, to have absolutely zero police killings, that's saying a lot. That's saying something.
It is.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get on the phone, and maybe we can have a guest on next week or something and congratulate him personally, because, the chief of highway patrol is nothing else, because I know they got shit going on their highways. They always get into high-speed chases and stuff.
Right.
But, really, though, to say that New Hampshire, one state out of the whole union, had no police killing. Wow. That just means we need to train our police better, man. That's all.
Well, we do.
And you know that police using their I was scared. That don't fly.
No.
That's why you're a police officer, motherfucker. If you're scared, don't become a cop. Cops are, I hate to use this word, but cops are a special breed. At least when I grew up, my uncle was a cop. And when he was a police officer, at least the police, I'm sure that they had corruption going on the police force he was on. But I do remember the few cops that he would bring around the house, his partners and his training officers and stuff. And they seemed like pretty decent police officers. Now, where that has went, I don't know, man. I seen a video today that was posted on Facebook. It was Officer Lydia or something. She posted up about her little kid asking why she's going to work, and she said because she cares. Well, Lydia, I would like to remind you that there's plenty of us that care about law and order.
Right.
But no different than we can't take the law into our own hands. You guys are not a bucket. And we need to start respecting each other. We are just those citizens. There's a lot of things that we don't understand that you guys go through. We understand that. But there's a lot of things that we are just living our life that you're just brainwashed into thinking we're bad guys, and we're really not that either.
No.
So, we just have to start showing each other more respect instead of first round. I'd walk out of a dispensary and see a cop across the street, and my asshole would pucker, and I'd want to run back in and go, hey, the cops are outside. And the funny thing is I did that one time, and this friend of mine, she don't live here no more, but she looked at me and she goes, yeah, they're all over. Why? Do you want something else? So, it took a little bit to get used to of the freedoms because we've been brainwashed. That's such an oxymoron, I thought, with this country. We live in a free country built on basis of rules and laws against our own people. That's ridiculous to me. But getting back to the subject of what we're here for tonight is the government waste, and then, to hear this money. Look at all this money. It's literally when we watch that movie Iraq for Sale, and we see all the literal waste and things that's going on. And then we hear our representatives and our Republicans and our Democrats and our senators and congressmen and all them pieces of shit up in Washington, knowing they took money from these companies when they were lobbying. But you'll hear each and every one of them bitch about a food stamp and it's helping the parents that both of them work and both of them still need food stamps because the corporate fucking world has got them thumbs down living on fucking minimum wage. Everybody wants to argue about a minimum wage. I just do away with a minimum wage. Let's mandate a fucking living wage.
Right.
That would damn sure change the profit margins up at Dad, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, it would.
Well,
But,
you know, the only way that happens is if we, the people, stand up and fucking demand it.
That's true.
You know, I don't agree with $15 an hour to flip fucking hamburgers, but I think 10 or 12 is a fair market value.
So do I.
All right, because that would only take $30 million off the $70 million profit or bonus that the CEO got.
But then it's done, even if they did take it up to 15 an hour, say like McDonald's and their damn they're $3.99 right now?
Yeah, it only go up, what, 30 cents?
I was going to say 42 cents.
Yeah. All right, but still, even if it did not go up at all, it would only take $30 million away from the $70 million bonus they gave their CEO. Come on, you got to look at their profit margins and how much they're giving their fucking top echelon. And knowing that all of that money's made on the back of those fucking employees.
Right. Well, look at Costco and how they do it, man. I know you've seen that, how he pays his people something like $15 an hour.
That's the start.
Full bennies, profit share, and most of his, they're very well off. Okay, and
well, the reality of it is, dude, it's his employee retention.
That's what I was going to go now. Yes, most of his employees have been with him for a very long time.
For better than 5 years.
But that's because he's taking care of his people, because he knows that his people are the ones that made him.
Well, you know, you can go and you can find some loyal Walmart people, but you ask them how much they make, and there's no comparison.
No, there's not. None whatsoever.
People that work at Sam's Club don't make the money that they do at fucking Costco.
No, because that's still a Walmart subsidiary.
You know, the bad part about it is Walmart gets fucking subsidized by the government for job creation, but yet 80% of their employees line up at the welfare line every month.
Right, on food stamps.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is wrong with that picture, man?
And not
you
only
got
that,
you got to work in some full time, which basically corporations has allowed them to change the definition of full time so they can get away without giving us benefits. Okay, by saying you're full time by only making 32 hours a week, because we can't give you 40. Because if we give you 40, we got to pay for those benefits. But if not, you can go right down there and get Medicaid and food stamps.
Right.
I mean, why are we allowing these kind of companies to exist in our country?
And you know what's even worse is that, I don't know if you've seen the articles or not, where the actual Wall family members have been caught, even after, getting all this money from Walmart and Sam's Club, still got caught getting food stamps themselves. And
no way. Now you're gonna fucking slap me upside the head, man. I try to be up on that stupid shit.
Oh yeah, the actual Wall family, several of them have been busted for food stamp fraud, and I mean, I just got to kind of laugh at that one, because I'm like, wait a minute, man, you guys are one of the richest companies in the damn world, and you've got...
Well, that's like the Walton family in Arkansas, dude. They took a $6 million tax art endowment write-off, and all that was is so the fucking old lady, the daughter of Sam Walton, could fucking buy this building and put her art in it, and never opened it up to the public at all.
Wow.
And took a $6 million art endowment for it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just, we bitch about those families fucking buying shit on food stamps. You know what my attitude is? I don't give a fuck if you do got an iPhone. If you need food stamps, you need food stamps.
Right.
All right, let's quit subsidizing these fucking big oil companies and quit subsidizing fucking Halliburton to the tune of $390 billion or whatever the fuck it is.
Right. Right.
$39 billion is $390 million a year for 10 fucking years, bro. That's a lot of goddamn money.
Oh yeah. You know what I mean? That's not all.
No, we're just talking about the number that the General Accounting Office came out with was $1.7 trillion fucking dollars.
Right. Yeah.
That's a big fucking matzo ball, dude. And everybody wants to hang it on Obama. Let's quit giving this fucking ignorant bastard the credit. And I'm not saying he's ignorant because of his fucking color. I'm saying he's ignorant because he claims to know the Constitution, but he steps on it every fucking day. All right? So let's get that clear. I don't give a fuck about his color. I'm saying the guy's a traitor to his fucking country. All right?
Yes, he is.
Well, the reality is, let's not give the bastard credit. Let's not call it Obamacare. It's called the Affordable Health Care Act. The Affordable Health Care Act was written by Republicans in the hopes that the Supreme Court would fucking kick it out. Well, Obama's smarter than that because the president can institute a tax anytime he fucking wants to. And they wrote it up that way intentionally.
Right.
If the Republicans didn't allow the insurance companies to think and get greedy, maybe we wouldn't have the shit pile we got now. But it's time we, the people, stand up to these motherfuckers and make them do what we want them to do. And quit letting them pull shit over our eyes. Like this stupid fucking General Accounting report with all this goddamn money going elsewhere.
Right.
We're a broke country, folks. Let's get that one thing clear. We get it beat down our fucking throats every goddamn day. We're a broke country. But yet all of these corporations are throwing fucking record profits around. Where's these goddamn profits coming from if it ain't from our pockets?
Right. Well,
where are they coming from? How can they give their CEOs millions and $1 billion bonuses when we bailed them out? Look at the Wall Street banks that we bailed out, giving the fucking dude. And it goes back to the same thing: is we'll bail out these cocksuckers like Halliburton. Halliburton is, I know that it's a government blackwater front. It's a black fucking budget front. Okay, we already know that. Why are we still giving them all this fucking money?
Right.
They're funded out of the Black Ops budget. Why do we still got to give them all this goddamn money?
Oh.
I don't know, man. These no big contracts and shit. If they continue to get away with it, man, we already know. Dude, we're on the third fucking spin in the toilet bowl. Go flush your toilet right now. It's time to spin before it gets stuck down. Don't laugh, it's true.
Right. No, I understand. I know.
And I know. I got the bedside manner of a whore paid in pennies. But, hey, the reality is truth, man. These cocksuckers have sold us down the river and they're robbing and pillaging all the way out.
Right.
And if we don't put a stop to it and stand up and fucking do something now, we might as well just lay down and fucking let them have whatever they want to do to us, man.
Well, I tell you, we're going to do this one article and then we're going to go ahead and take a break, okay? Because I want to download another YouTube and get it uploaded onto the show so I can let the listeners listen. Okay, but this next one, I've already got it posted on all the pages, and it's from FT.com. And this is by Anna Fifield. But it's contractors reap $138 billion from the Iraq War. Okay, so 8 days after the invasion of Iraq on March 19, 2003, Paul Wolfowitz, then Deputy Defense Secretary and a leading proponent of the war, told a congressional committee, "We are dealing with a country that can really finance its own reconstruction and relatively soon." A decade later, that assessment could hardly have turned out to be more wrong. The U.S.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second, man.
Okay.
What happened What happened to all that fucking gold that we saw the soldiers get taking their pictures with? For all those stacks of cash.
Right.
Where the fuck is all that money?
Right.
They said it was $3 billion in fucking gold.
Yeah. I would like to know where that went myself.
Where's all the oil goddamn money?
Right.
Why ain't they paying for this shit themselves?
Very legitimate question.
Dude, we're not even benefiting off the fucking oil. They're paying 15 cents a goddamn gallon. We're paying almost $2.50.
Right.
You go figure it out. And we're still financing the war. I don't know. Go ahead and finish reading and let's go to break, brother. Well, I mean, dude, all I'm going to do is want to go and fucking cussing and screaming and it, you know, I want to at least wrap around some intelligent conversation here, because the reality is this shit pisses off the Pope.
It should.
If he's got a conscience, it does.
Right.
But you know, if it's off, then please just fucking don't tell me who you are. Don't make yourself known to me. Just go off and fucking live in your own little world in your own little corner.
Because, man, if this story pisses you off, wait till the next one.
Oh, here we go. I'm telling you, it just goes from bad to worse with this. We are the bearers of bad news, folks. Get fucking used to it.
Right.
Until you get ready to stand up and fucking do something, we're going to keep slapping you in the face with the truth. Go ahead, Rick.
Somebody's got to do it, so it might as well be
I mean, we just nominated ourselves and fucking elected ourselves. Want to talk about rigged elections, motherfucker? We rigged them hard.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. The U.S. has overwhelmingly borne the brunt of both the military and reconstruction cost, spending at least $138 billion on private security, logistics, and reconstruction contractors who have supplied everything from diplomatic security to power plants and toilet paper. An analysis by the Financial Times reveals the extent to which both American and foreign companies have profited from the conflict. The top 10 contractors securing businesses worth at least $72 billion between them. None has benefited more than KBR, as we talked about before, once known as Kellogg, which I did not know.
Kellogg, Brown, and Root.
Yeah, Kellogg, Brown, and Root. I did not know that, but I knew that company back in the day. The controversial former subsidiary.
Oh, believe me, Halliburton has got 60 or 70 of those alphabet soup name companies like that, bro.
Yeah.
Kellogg, Brown, and Root is just one of them.
Yep. So, subsidiary of Halliburton, which was once run by Dick Cheney, vice president to George W. Bush, was awarded at least $39.5 billion in federal contracts related to the Iraq War. Okay, the U.S. hired more private companies in Iraq than in any previous war, and at times there were more
Wasn't that
contractors.
what I was discussing earlier?
Yeah.
But other wars before this, we did all this stuff ourselves. And the question I want to ask anybody, what makes them believe that there is only one company with the capabilities of doing the job that they're contracted to do?
Right. Well, I don't understand. Okay, well, wait a minute. I mean, it's aggravating to think how much the military has changed since my day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because, honestly,
all they are is slaughter boys now, man. All they are is used for fucking grist in the grist mill. I mean, we ain't even got no carpenters or no, we used to be proud of our Corps of Engineers.
Right.
Army Corps of Engineers.
That's where I started out, really.
Well, what job are they doing over there right now, man? Are they relegated to fucking asking someone that's a contractor to assign them a computer so they can get on the internet? Are they relegated to watch some contractor build fucking houses or build bridges when they know they're fully capable?
Right.
Are they relegated to that? Or no, wait a minute. They're relegated to rebuilding the fucking Katrina levee that they're not even building it bigger than what it was. They're building up to the same. Okay. I've got it figured out.
Yeah, and they're rebuilding. Now they're taking over the contracts for the VA hospitals. Yeah, they got them here in the States. I mean, I'm sure they've got them there in Iraq. I don't know, but I don't know what they would be doing since they've got private contractors out there doing their job for 3 times the amount of money. All right.
Well, the only thing these guys aren't doing is going to the front lines. They've got them private security. They got that Blackwater or whatever the fuck he's changed the name to now today. You got that company. You got a couple other ones. You got that one that Chris Kyle was starting up that's still going on. And then they got another upstart I read about the other day that's getting in on the game. These are fucking paid mercenaries, folks.
Yes,
when
they
is
are.
our country the strongest military in the world? When do we need to hire fucking private contractors, mercenaries to protect our dignitaries? Since when? Really? We're relegating our soldiers to the fucking grist mill.
Well,
I'm sorry.
that's
Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I mean, the mercenaries don't have to follow the rules like the soldiers do, and they get away with a lot more. But don't.
Oh yeah,
do not
which
mistake
leaves
it.
us on the line as well because we put them in there. We
Right.
put them in there. That's why Blackwater's changed their fucking name 3 times.
Right.
Because they've been sued and we've been left holding the fucking bag on that stupid shit.
Right.
Well, come on. Why can't we use our own soldiers? Our own
I agree.
soldiers can
I
protect
say-
those sons of bitches.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah, that's my point here. How much money do we got to spend out on so-called no-bid contracts when they're not even living up to the original contract?
That's true. All right, man. So I'm gonna go on.
Go ahead and finish up that article. Let's go to break.
All right. So the U.S. hired more private companies in Iraq than in any previous war, and at times there were more contractors and military personnel on the ground. These numbers are staggering, said Claire McCaskill, a Democratic senator who has led the charge to tighten contracting controls. In the last decade, we've seen billions in taxpayer money spent on services and projects that did little to sometimes nothing to further our military mission, she said. Wow.
Full disclosure, folks, I worked on that lady's campaign when I lived in Missouri.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I got her elected when, the seat she actually holds right now, man, was held by a Republican for a long, long, long time. And, the Republican Party of Missouri was kind of pissed off at me when I jumped ship and went work for a Democrat. But
interesting.
Well, but I'm just saying, full disclosure, I did help that lady get elected. I never got to help her get reelected, but I worked on her original campaign.
Right on. Very cool. All right, but companies on the top 10 list defended their record. KBR performed with honor and sacrifice in a hostile, complex, ambiguous, and unpredictable environment, said Marianne Gooch, a company spokeswoman. Excuse me.
Gooch? So what was that name? Gooch?
Marianne Gooch.
Gooch. All right.
She noted that KBR had prepared and served more than 1 billion meals and produced more than 25 billion gallons of drinkable water and 265 tons of ice. Patrick.
Hold on a second, man. I remember in that movie, I encourage all of the people that listen to this, go to YouTube and watch.
No, I
Iraq
posted
for
it
sale.
on the page. I posted it on Let's Talk About It, the full documentary. Yeah, I posted the
Please
full
go
one.
watch that movie because there's soldiers that are saying those supposed meals that they're fucking saying they prepared, they actually made our soldiers targets because they won't serve meals around the clock. They set up specific times. When they set up specific times, the enemy knows when they're going to line up, and they fucking fire rockets in on them.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they served in a hostile environment, which they created. That's what it sounded like to me right there. If you didn't line them up all at specific times, there would not be that hostility. If you let them just come and eat and go, I don't know. That's the way it used to be. When you were in, wasn't there dedicated to where you could go in there and get a meal? It might not be what they're serving at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but you could go get a meal at any time.
Yeah, yes.
Right. Well, the mess halls today aren't open like that. No, guess what? They got contractors for Taco Bell and Pizza Hut over there.
Right.
Now what the fuck is Pizza Hut and Taco Bell doing in a war zone? It's not to scalp our soldiers to get them more money.
Right. Well, because now they got to get all their hazard pay and everything like that, wartime pay.
Well, my point is now instead of serving them the food, which would be provided around the clock, now they've got certain times to eat, and if they don't go eat, they have to buy their meals at the fucking Pizza Hut or Taco Bell or whatever fast food service is fucking being provided by the contractor.
Well, that'd be interesting to know if they... Huh, okay.
Well, yeah, man. If you look, there's fucking Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all of them motherfuckers over there under contract.
Right on.
And they don't serve them free.
No, of course not.
So, if you don't get in on meal times, your only other choice is to spend your money over here, of which Halliburton's got their fucking finger in that too.
Yep, they sure do.
Because they're the ones that provide all of the fucking workers for those restaurants. Nowadays, on the bases, they hire janitorial services to clean the buildings on the fucking bases, bro. I got a friend of mine right here in Colorado Springs, man. God bless his soul, man. His name's Sean Moore. He works on the base as the fucking maintenance crew. As the ground maintenance crew. They don't got enough soldiers that can take care of that base. But no, they pay an outside contractor, which God bless them, they give Sean a job.
Right.
But shouldn't that all be self-contained kind of? Don't we spend enough money on all that should be self-contained?
You would think.
I mean,
I thought that's the way it was back in my day.
Hey, when I was growing up, man, I know plenty of guys that had to fucking cut grass on the base.
Right?
I've never, like I said, I've never been in the military. But I grew up with plenty of guys that did. And they'd have painting days. They'd have fucking scrubbing days. They'd have fucking, and then if they fucking were an asshole and got in trouble, they had to double that. They never got a pass to go out anywhere. They had to fucking do maintenance or whatever all the fucking time. And that was took care of in-house. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just so far behind the fucking times I need to just get it right off of this planet.
All right, I'm gonna march on with this article.
Go ahead, man. March on.
It's gonna get a little interesting here pretty quick. All right,
I know.
Patrick Dorton, a spokesman for the International Oil Trading Company, a Florida-based company that secured contracts worth $2.1 billion in transport fuel from Jordan to U.S. forces in Iraq, said, "We are proud to have effectively supplied jet and convoy fuel in a war zone to the U.S. military. The business environment for these contractors may be changing with the war in Iraq over and conflict in Afghanistan winding down, but these private companies remain. There are still 14,000 contractors, including 5,500 security guards in Iraq, even though the last troops left in December 2011. Contractors are here to stay as real players, says Stuart Bowen, a special inspector for General of Iraq Reconstruction. The opportunity.
Then have the Iraqi government fucking pay you.
Right? The opportunities in this field are shaped by the unpredictable rhythm of when a fragile state will fail. So they want...
Wait a minute, man. Isn't that a sick goddamn thought?
That's why I kind of had a chuckle. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. Did that motherfucker just say what the fuck I just thought he said?
Yeah, he did. I had to go back and like...
Say it again. Say it one more time so I can get my head wrapped around that shit.
The opportunities in this field are shaped by the unpredictable rhythm of when a fragile state will fail.
Oh my God, man! Are we fucking crazy or what, man?
Yeah. You gotta understand now, this ain't the first time we fucked Iraq, okay?
Wait a minute. Go ahead and finish this up and let's go to break, Rick.
Alright. So the FT's list on the top earners over the past decade is based on all federal government contracts awarded for performance in Iraq and neighboring Kuwait since the invasion was planned. Compiling such a list is tricky because some contractors operate under a variety of names to avoid scrutiny. That makes these figures that we have been talking about conservative. The list includes companies working in supply support services, security, reconstruction, and the oil industry. This is not my grandfather's military-industrial complex, says Dan Gore, Vice President of the Lexington Institute, a national security think tank, partly funded by defense contractors. There's not a single munitions producer in this list. Instead, the U.S. has created a fifth branch of the military, he said. It's called the private sector. The extensive use of contracts in both Iraq and Afghanistan has been steeped in controversy. So, it's private contractors. Oh, no. In 2011, a report from the Commission on Wartime Contracting in Iraq and Afghanistan estimated that the defense contractors had wasted or lost to fraud as much as $60 billion or $12 million a day since 2001. $12 million a day.
How many, let's get right down to brass tacks, man. How many homeless could we have taken off the streets? Homeless vets could we have taken off the streets if we just had half of that?
Right. No,
how many PTSD-stricken vets could we have helped if we'd have had 1/3 of that?
Every one of them.
At least touch some of them, huh?
We could have helped every homeless person, too.
Wow. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this and let's go to break. We'll come right back here with another message from Let's Talk About It.
Right on, guys. So this is 710 Radio, Moth 22.9 in Denver, Colorado. Let's talk about it, and we will be right back.
What's up, my 710 Radio listeners? Rick Wainwright here, and I want to tell you guys about a church that I am a member of and support fully. They're called Green Faith Ministries, NAC, and they are the nation's first and only state and federally approved non-denominational cannabis church. They've been serving the community with cannabis-friendly church services, educational events, and outreach programs. We only grow with your support, and our services are fully funded through donations from patients, patrons, and community supporters like yourself. Green Faith Ministries is a branch of the Native American Church and is a religious charity organization. So I ask you to please support our work with a tax-deductible donation today at www.greenfaithministry.com. Because your faith with Green Faith Ministries is a match designed by the Creator.
LMW Agency. That's LMW Agency. It's the home of One Blunt Radio. It's the home of 710 Radio. It's the home of Cannabis University and Cannabis Museum. Yes, you can contact us at lmwagency1@gmail.com. It's the home of Olympic Newts. Yes, it's the home of Moth229.com. Moth, medicine of the herb. You can find Olympic Newts right now in stores like HTG Supply, like Grow Depot, like the Speak Easy Vape Lounge in Colorado Springs, heading to Humboldt County. LMW Agency, the home of Blunt TV. Cable TV, coming soon.
Come as you are, as you were. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Sweet child. Where do we go now? Where do we go now?
is no author, so I can't give him credit. But the U.S. is about to send more private contractors to Iraq. Right on, that's what they need, more private contractors. So the U.S. government is preparing to boost the number of private contractors in Iraq as part of President Barack Obama's growing effort to beat back Islamic State militants threatening the Baghdad government, a senior U.S. official said. How many contractors will deploy to Iraq? Beyond the roughly 1,800 now working there for the U.S. State Department will depend in part, the official said, on how widely dispersed U.S. troops advising Iraqi security forces are and how far they are from U.S. diplomatic facilities. Still, the preparations to increase the number of contractors who can be responsible for everything from security to vehicle repair to food service underscores Obama's growing commitment in Iraq. When U.S. troops and diplomats venture into war zones, contractors tend to follow, doing jobs once handled by the military itself. It is certain that there will have to be some number of contractors brought in for additional support, said the senior U.S. official, speaking on the condition of anonymity. Right. After Islamic State seized large swaths of Iraqi territory in the major city of Mosul in June, Obama ordered U.S. troops back to Iraq. Last month, he authorized roughly doubling the number of troops who will be in non-combat roles to 33,100, but is keen not to let the troop commitment grow too much. There are now about 1,750 U.S. troops in Iraq, and the U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel last week ordered the deployment of an additional 1,300. U.S. military's reliance on civilians was on display during Hagel's trip to Baghdad this month when he and his delegation were flown over the Iraqi capital in helicopters operated by state department contractors. The problem, the senior U.S. official said, is that as U.S. troops continue flowing into Iraq, the State Department's contractors rank will no longer be able to support the needs of diplomats and troops. Wait a minute. Let me...
Hold on a minute. Say that again.
The problem, the senior U.S. official said, is that as U.S. troops continue flowing into Iraq, the State Department's contractors' ranks will no longer be able to support the needs of both diplomats and troops. Now, why would the troops need the support of private contractors? I think that would be the other way around, would it not?
No, I think what it is, these private contractors are doing everything short of wiping these guys' ass for them. And all they're doing is sending our guys over there to fucking be part of the slaughter.
Wow.
Because the contractors are doing everything else, man. They're building the houses, they're cleaning the shitters, they're basically doing everything short of picking up the gun and going and fighting. That's why the soldiers need the support, supposedly. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Wow. All right. So, after declining since late 2011, the State Department contractor numbers in Iraq have risen slightly by less than 5% since June, a State Department spokesman said. For example, in July, the State Department boosted from 39 to 57 the number of personnel protecting the U.S. consulate in Erbil that came under threat from Islamic State forces during its June offensive. That team is provided by Triple Canopy, part of the Contellis Group conglomerate, which is the State Department's largest security contractor. Contellis did not respond to controversial request. The presence of contractors in Iraq, particularly private security firms, have been confronted with serious Now, U.S. troops in Iraq are not using private contractors to provide them additional security, a second U.S. official said. Virtually all the U.S. government contractors now in Iraq work for the State Department. The withdrawal of U.S. combat troops from Iraq in 2011 left it little choice but to hire a small army of contractors to help protect diplomatic facilities and provide other services like food and logistics. Okay?
Doing everything short of wiping these guys' ass for them.
Right, it's just funny how they put that. All right, the number of Pentagon contractors, which in the late 2008 reached over 163,000, so rivaling the number of U.S. troops on the ground at the time, has fallen sharply with reduced U.S. military presence. So that's, you're telling me then that not only was there the private contractors from the State Department, but the Pentagon private contractors as well, right? Is that what I...
So basically what I'm hearing, bro, is that when we were told that we were pulling out, the only thing that was actually pulling out was active military.
Wow. Okay. That's an interesting...
That's what it read. The military moved out, then private contractors moved in. That means our footprint here has not changed. In fact, from what I'm gathering, it's actually grown.
As preparation in case of military commanders need to surge contractors into Iraq. This announcement did not specify the size or the cost of the proposed effort. The Pentagon also said that in a quarterly census in October that it would resume reporting on contractors supporting its operations in Iraq in the next update due in January. That's very interesting. So for some reason, they're not reporting right now, right? I wonder why they're not reporting right now.
I can tell you, they don't have to. They got a no bid contract.
When they said, that just tells me, man, so a lot of corruption and fraud could be going on between those non-reporting times, right?
Well, there's no incentive, bro. There's no incentive. There's no oversight committee making sure these contractors are doing the job they're supposed to be doing.
Man, it's just kind of mind-blowing there, because I didn't realize. So there's well over, almost 250,000 private contractors on the ground there between the Pentagon and the State Department.
That's almost 2 per every soldier, almost. It's got to be up there along those numbers, man. 1 point something per soldier. So every soldier over there, we've got a private contractor wiping his butt for him. And I hate using that word, that vernacular, but that's what it sounds like. They got a contractor to do everything short of fucking going to war.
Right.
And, they got private contractors that'll guard them guys, but those fuckers won't go to war. I don't know, man.
It's so...
We're on the third spin, man. We're on the third swirl of the fucking final flush, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, I'm telling you, it's pretty big.
Go flush your toilet and see how many times it spins around before it goes on down. We're on that third one.
Right.
because this is it's insanity.
It is.
We have a fully capable military of doing these jobs. In fact, we train them highly to do these jobs. But yet, we've got a contractor. Instead of the dude that's in the military that we pay to train and everything, instead of doing the re-enlistment, he goes, fuck that. I'll get out and I'll do the same job but be a contractor and get 3 times the money.
Well, you know what? They might as well start saving money and make the Army and the Marines nothing but infantry and go ahead and do the private contracting if that's how they want to do it. You know, but go ahead, get rid of all the MOSs now, because now all they need is just infantrymen, right? That's all they need.
All they need is grunts. That's it.
So I mean,
we don't need no specials.
Right? So we might as well get rid of all that training. That'll save a lot of money right there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right? Because now we don't need all this, all these vehicles and all this equipment that we're spending millions.
Well, we can cut back basic training, 16 fucking weeks of teaching your ass how to be a fighter, and that's it. We don't got to send you the 24 weeks of training or technical.
Wait a minute, man! Isn't basic training only 9 weeks now?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it's only 9 weeks now.
Oh well, that's no wonder we're fucking. Never mind, man. See, there again, man. When I was growing up, it was a 16-week boot. So I don't know, man.
It was 11 in my day.
11, and then you had to go to IT training, right?
AIT, yes.
AIT, right? You had to go to your specialty training, what your MOS was going to be.
Right.
Well, we can cut all that schooling out. We don't have to have the War College anymore. Fuck, we don't even got to have the Air Force Academy or West Point or Annapolis anymore.
Why not?
I mean, if all we're doing is training grunts, why don't we give all that money to DARPA to build them robot warriors and let them go do the fighting for us, too?
Right? Well, they're already on that track as well, I mean, they should
be. I know.
Having
and
that
at least that way we ain't losing our fucking kids and our fathers and our brothers.
Right?
Because what I'm hearing through this contract corruption deal is that's all of our fucking families and our soldiers are going there to do is to be fucking grist for the grist mill.
Right.
Be targets. That's all I'm hearing them going over there to do is to fight. They're not going over there to rebuild. They're not going over there to help those people. That's what the contractors are doing, I guess.
Right.
I don't know, man. This cuts on fucking so many levels on fuck you to this United States and this country. And that's why it's the title of the show is aptly named is Treason from Within. We were set up by 9/11 to give these guys this big contract, and we were set up by 2 individuals. Well, there was 3-headed monster. It was Donald Rumsfeld. But, I think he just had to go along for the ride because if we remember right, 9/10 of 2001, he was on the committee floors talking about there was $3 trillion or something missing out of the fucking Pentagon budget.
Right. I remember that.
And the very next day, all that shit went on. And it just so happens where the Pentagon was hit and building number 7 is where all that fucking information was supposed to have been. And it's just continually to go on that we've been hoodwinked, folks. We've been hoodwinked. We need to demand better from our government. And if they don't want to do better, it's time to impeach their ass and fucking make our own government. It's time for a revolution, folks. I hate to be the one to call for that because I put a target on my back as well. But it's time for us to stop this shit. The least we can do is start valuing our worth on dollars and cents. Just fucking give up the money. papers printed off and spend it at will, where we've got to work our ass off to make anything. And then they want to tax the fuck out of it so they can go buy more bullets.
Right.
Well, you know, it's the truth. A friend of mine said the other day, you know, it rings so true. He says every time you buy a soda, they buy a bullet. And you figure the tax amount off each thing you buy is approximately the cost of a bullet or whatever. It's getting that crazy out there that, you know, I hate to even say it like this, but it's almost to where we've given up our faith on a creator or something greater than us, and we've taken that the almighty dollar as our God. And I'm believing more and more that it is their God, the government's God. And our only use to them is to extract money from us or extract any kind of resources, because it goes down to physical ability. Every hour you work, they extract something off of you and do nothing in return for that.
Right.
You know, so it goes down to your physical ability and your, you know, and they kids want to keep passing laws and restrictions against them. It's one thing to continue to take our money, but it's also another to continue to take our freedoms. Because we already understood a long time ago in this thing is the only way we stay free is we got to pay for it. Freedom isn't free by no means. And I'm not averse to taxes. I like flushing toilets. I like fucking having running water. I like having clean water, which this country's been irresponsible of late to take care of those things. But, you know, taxes are not necessarily a bad thing. It's the way they're being spent is the bad thing. The way they're being wasted.
Right.
The misuse of the use of our tax dollars is the problem. The taxes themselves isn't the problem. But the money itself could be spent a lot better. It could be used for better things. But we're being operated by a corrupt corporatocracy. As long as we value that money, they're always going to rule over us because they have more than we do.
Right.
We got to get away from that almighty dollar somehow, some way. I honestly believe that is our downfall. But, you know, our founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson wrote about giving our money over to private bankers. It don't matter, you know, they even say it don't matter who makes our laws as long as they print our money.
Right.
So we've got to do something to drastically change this country. Get off the fluoride for one thing. Quit drinking fucking water. Do a pineal gland cleanse. Clean out your glands. Start thinking for yourself. And stop letting these politicians in 30-second sound bites fucking do your thinking for you. Because there's going to be more and more examples. There's going to be more and more times when you turn on Let's Talk About It, and we're going to give you these fucking greedy bad news of how we're being soaked clean to the cleaners. You know?
Well, I just, on Let's Talk About It page, I just posted the U.S. National Debt Clock, the real time. You should go there and check it out, man. I mean, and see how fast these damn numbers move. And then check out all these little sections that are your contribution to this.
Oh, yeah. It's a joy, isn't it?
It will make your jaw drop, let me tell you.
Well, you know what, folks? If you go to the hospital right now and you see a baby getting born, that baby's already $20,000 in fucking debt, and he ain't even took a breath.
Oh, no. That it's $48,000 now.
Oh, shit. Now it doubled. Look at there.
Yeah. It's $48,000 per every man, woman, child, and baby.
So if it was born right this minute, it'd be 48,000 in debt.
Yep, instantly. That's not including the hospital bills or anything like that. Because like with my twins, with the hospital bill with my twins, it was $98,000.
Oh, yeah. Plus the 96,000 for the government's debt. Yeah. Fuck.
Right. So
you know, how is the working person supposed to recover for that? We don't. That's why they set the system up that way. You can't pay fucking debt. You can't pay off interest on debt. And that's all we're fucking dealing with is debt instruments.
Yeah.
Interest, you know, they're actually, they make their interest off nothing.
I mean, I got this page up right now, and like right now we're at 18,400,000,000,000 in debt, you know, and this number is just shooting up. I mean, all these numbers, exactly just like that, man. It's like, holy crap.
Isn't it wonderful?
Oh man,
isn't it a great country we live in?
Isn't it?
And then they're talking about shutting the government down. And all that is giving them bastards a vacation because every other state worker's got to go to their fucking job.
Right.
Got to schlep back and forth to their job. Oh, they'll punish the public by closing this park or that tourist attraction, maybe.
Holy shit.
But,
what? Okay, the U.S. total debt, the total debt per citizen, $203,095. Total debt per family is $802,277. But they say that they're saving you $7,821.
What? What?
Right? Well, it's expensive to live in America right now.
Oh my God. They're saving me money.
Right? What? $7,821. Don't you feel special?
Oh my God! But yeah, I'm $200,000 in debt.
$203,095.
Oh my God! Oh man! How do we ever? You know?
So can you pay that right now if they came and asked for any part of that?
You know, yeah, about $2.30. I mean, you know,
right?
Hey, I can pay my part. I mean, what I got, you can have what I got. I mean, you know, go dip into these other motherfuckers' pockets. They might have some more than I got, but hey, you know, I'll lead the way. I'll tell you which houses to go to, but I don't have that money. But yeah, that's just
staggering.
That's it's insurmountable. I mean, that's more money than most motherfuckers will make in their lifetime.
Right.
Figure it out, dude. 40 years at minimum wage. Let's figure even at $10 an hour, 40 hours a week for 20 fucking years. You're not going to make that kind of money walking home.
Oh, no way. Not even.
And you're when you're born, you owe the government that much money.
I mean, it really makes you think, you know, I mean, is it really worth bringing a child into this world right now, you know, knowing that you're going to instantly put them into debt? You know, I mean, talk about putting a baby behind the 8 ball, you know, right away.
Oh, I can tell you, God knew better than to give me a child. Not for lack of trying, mind you. But I also never wanted to bring a kid into this world. Because this is a bullshit fucking world we live in. And I knew that at a young age, bro.
See, and that's sad.
I knew that. Huh?
That's sad. You know, I mean, that statement, honestly, that is a sad statement.
Well, it's real life.
Well, sure, no, I understand that, but I mean, it's just...
I never saw this American dream that everybody tried to fucking convince me that this country was about. Because when I grew up, where I grew up, the only ones that was getting anything was foreigners, just like now. And I hate to sound like I'm prejudiced, but if they give just as many opportunities at 7-Eleven to American owners as they do to foreign owners, maybe we'd have more things. You know, I watch all of these businesses that used to be owned by Americans are now owned by foreigners, and they've gotten government grants and loans and things like that that allow them to carry on and do business in our country, but we can't get the same benefits.
Right.
You know, I don't mind them getting them, but at least open them up for everyone to get them as well. Don't just leave food stamps and fucking welfare for Americans and all the other grants and benefits for the immigrants and foreigners. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I understand what you're saying.
You know, yeah, that's, you know, it's like these contract deals. You know, you watch that movie Iraq for Sale. These guys went over there in hopes of making money because they couldn't make it here on the United States soil. That's a sad statement. They had to go to a fucking war zone to go to try to make money when they can't make it in their own country.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can afford to pay them 3 times what they'd fucking normally be making to go over there to work.
Right? Just think if we would have paid them that here, they could have hired people, done the job here, and not had to go into a war.
Well, no, we could have fucking hired we could have used military convoy fucking fuel drivers. We could use military employees over there and put fuckers back to work here.
Oh, I understand. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I just said that kind of ass backwards. But
yeah, but, you know, that's my point. Instead of making these guys go over there and chase the so-called American dream, you know, going over there for 3 months making $120,000, tax-free money. Tax-free money. Now, are we getting this picture yet? These people are being incentivized to go over there to contract and kill for our money only because they can't make a living here in this country.
Right.
Dude, we can do better. We can do better as a fucking nation, as a people. I know we can do better.
Almost
We
definitely.
just gotta want to. We just gotta want to. And I don't see no want to out of these people no more.
Well, you know, we're at a turning point, you know, and we do have a choice, you know. I mean, we can continue on the road that we are on and allow this fraud and corruption to keep on continuing until it, you know, absolutely bankrupts our country. Or, you know, we can say enough is enough. That, you know, I mean, we really have those two choices because we do have the power to make a change right now, especially the way things are changing. You know, it's exciting times right now to see all these changes happening, and you know, I think now would be a good time.
You say that we can make it happen. We've got power.
We do.
The question is do they want to?
Right. Well, like I said,
Do they have to give a fuck?
That's
Do they
part of
have
that
the
choice.
love? And you know, sometimes we got to ask each and every one of us this. You know, are we going to stand aside and let this world, I mean, we're not just talking about this country, folks. These people are fucking up this whole world.
Right.
All right? And, you know, if we don't think about the humanism, you know, the human first, the persons first, what does that say about us? What does that say about us when we let our government fucking continue to do what they do? And we don't say nothing to them. We don't try to stop them. We stand beside and let these cocksuckers do anything they fucking want to do. And then we'll sit along and bitch about it and play sideline quarterback or Monday morning quarterback.
Right.
Instead of fucking doing something about it. Quit being keyboard warriors, folks. Get out there. I'm filing a fucking lawsuit against El Paso County. What are you guys doing? Everybody's got to do their part to stand up to these fucking people. All right? And if it starts locally, then that means we start locally. If your senator, if our congressman or senator fucking voted on this crap and back money, we get him the fuck out of there.
Right.
All right? Because that's the only way we stop it. We got to take control back. Because if not, we might as well just fucking lay down and fucking let them shoot us in the head. Because that's what's coming.
Well, yeah, that's what happens to sheep and cattle and everything. They get led to the slaughter. So, personally, I'd rather not die that way. So, all right, let's move on here. So
yeah, let's move on. Let's get something better going on here.
Well, I don't know if it's better or not, but
well, I mean, it's been, at least maybe we can pick up our spirits and fucking get hammered on something else. Because,
Right. Okay. So this next story that I pulled up, it's called "The Fraud of War." Now, we've heard of the private contractors having their little corruption and fraud going on. But what about the soldiers? Do you think the soldiers are just going to sit there and let that happen and not take any of the money? Well, this next story is from the Slate.com, and it's called "The Fraud of War." This is by Julia Hart. And U.S. troops in Iraq and Afghanistan have stolen tens of millions through bribery, theft, and rigged contracts. So, U.S. Specialist Stephanie Charbonneau sat at the center of a complex trucking network in forward operating base Finney, near the Afghanistan-Pakistan border, that distributed daily tens of thousands of gallons of what troops called liquid gold, the refined petroleum that fueled the international coalition's vehicles, planes, and generators. A prominent sign in the base that read, "The Army won't go if the fuel don't flow." But Charbonneau, 31, a mother of two from Washington State, felt alienated after a supervisor's harsh rebuke. Her work was a dreary routine of recording fuel deliveries in a computer and escorting trucks past a gate. But it was soon to take a dark turn into a high-value crime. She began an affair with a civilian, Jonathan Hightower, who worked for a Pentagon contractor that distributed fuel from Fenty. And one day in March of 2010, he told her about... I think I just lost Patrick Partridge. So I'm going to go on. And one day in March 2010, he told her about this thing going on at other U.S. military bases around Afghanistan. She recalled in a recent telephone interview. Troops were selling the U.S. military fuel to Afghan locals on the side and pocketing the proceeds. When Hightower suggested they start doing the same, Charbonneau said she agreed. In so doing, Charbonneau contributed to thefts by U.S. military personnel of at least $15 million worth of fuel since the start of the U.S. war in Afghanistan, and eventually she became one of at least 115 enlisted personnel and military officers convicted since 2005 of committing theft, bribery, and contract rigging crimes valued at $52 million during the deployments in Afghanistan and Iraq, according to a comprehensive tally of courts records by the Center for Public Integrity. Many of these crimes grew out of shortcomings in the military's management of the deployments that experts say are still present. A heavy dependence on cash transactions, a hasty award process for high-value contracts, loose and harried oversight within the ranks of a regional culture or corruption that provided seductive to the American troops transplanted there. Wait. Why am I freezing? Oh. Sorry about that. It froze and alright, so I got a message from Patrick Partridge to call me back. Whoop whoop. Let's see here. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to get him back on the phone. And then I shall finish the story.
And we're back.
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, it just died. It just quit.
Oh, that's okay. I just kept going, man. I heard that it clicked off, and I was like, oh, I lost Patrick, but I just kept going, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Are we still live?
Oh, yeah, we're still live. We're still live.
Yeah, we're still good then.
I'm still on that story, so.
Go ahead, brother. We're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so many of these crimes grew out of shortcomings in the military's management of the deployments that experts say are still present. A heavy dependence on cash transaction, a hasty award process for high-value contracts, loose and harried oversight within the ranks, and a regional culture of corruption that provided seductive to the American troops transplanted there. Charbonneau, whose Facebook post revealed a bright-eyed woman with a shoulder tattoo and a huge grin, snuggling with pets and celebrating the 2015 New Year with her children in Seattle Seahawks jersey, now sits in Carswell Federal Prison in Fort Worth, Texas, serving a 7-year sentence for her crime. Additional crimes by military personnel are still under investigation, and some court records remain partially under seal. The magnitude of additional losses from fraud, waste, and abuse by contractors, civilians, and allied foreign troops in Afghanistan has never been tallied, but officials probing such crimes say the total is in the billions of dollars. And those who
hold on a second, bro.
Okay.
Did you just tell me that even though they've gotten these convictions, they've caught these people doing this, there's never been a fucking investigation to tally it all up?
Right? That doesn't make sense, does it?
No. I mean, it's almost like they're encouraging it.
Well, you know, like in that Iraq for sale, you know, those trucks, when the trucks break down and all it needs is an oil filter, they blow the truck up and get a brand new truck. Okay, I mean, you do that how many times a day, every day for 10 years, man, you know how much money that's going to be just on like one? Wow.
Yeah, and the computer equipment they were talking about in that movie and everything, yeah.
Right, man. It's amazing, that number. I mean, I'm telling you, it's got to be in the billions.
And no one's bothered to fucking investigate exactly how much.
Yeah, it's
wow.
Wow, it's mind-boggling. So, let's see here.
And I'm not saying, dude, that we got to create a new division of fucking government. We don't got to expand the government to investigate this.
Oh, no, not at all.
But obviously, it needs to be fucked. Somebody needs to stand up and fucking take responsibility of investigating it.
Right. I mean, you know, just what we've talked about tonight, and this is just one sector. You know, we haven't even. This is mostly Army and Marine here. You know what I mean? We still got Navy and Air Force.
And Navy. Well, the Marine Corps is Department of Navy, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, Marines and Navy always stuck together, and Army and Air Force always kind of stuck together. So.
Right. But that's just nuts, man. How much waste? I'm still trying to get my head around that statement that no one's even bothered to fucking run an investigation to tally it all up.
Right? You know, I bet you that money's in the trillions.
It's in the trillions. Our guess is it's in the trillions. What? I'm just fucking, dude. And you know, if you take it in the big picture, man, and how bad this country could use that much money to just the waste. All right, we're just talking about the waste that's being fucking wasted and the corruption being done. How many road projects and how many jobs that could be created that could actually build this country back up to the greatness it was?
Right, right.
Because a country without a strong infrastructure isn't a good kind of strong country at all.
Well,
and our infrastructure is crumbling. I mean, you know, you got how many times a day do we hear not a day, but in a year since the one bridge collapsed, how many other bridges collapsed?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
I mean, you know, those are the things that I'm thinking about and putting into consideration here of all this money that's being wasted and fucking greedily globbed up.
Because
let's put these dollars to work, man.
Yes, because honestly, you know, if we look at it in the big picture, the type of money that we have been talking about so far on this show, you know, really we could have rebuilt America, rebuilt Iraq, and rebuilt Afghanistan.
Dude, and we're talking about the same kind of jobs. We're talking about going to contractors here in the United States, road builders, building builders, and contracting and creating jobs right here.
Right. So,
when you look at all of the waste and the corruption, and then you keep hearing on the other side, we're broke, we can't afford to do this, and we can't afford to do that. Then wait a minute. Then why the fuck are we doing this over here then? If we can't afford to do this, then why the fuck are we doing that over there?
Right.
Why are we continually supporting fucking countries like Israel or fucking Pakistan or fucking other nations? Why do we keep giving them fucking foreign aid? We can't afford to aid our own country.
And we're giving them billions.
Billions, folks. We're not talking about little fucking chump change here.
Right. Well,
we're talking about real fucking country changing, not fucking life changing, not community changing, not state changing. We're talking about country changing. Fucking money that we're fucking just pissing away, and we're allowing it to be wasted and pissed away.
Right. Well, according to this next paragraph, former Special Inspector General for Iraq Reconstruction, Stuart Bowen, who served as the principal watchdog for the wrongdoing in Iraq from 2004 to 2013, said he suspected the fraud among U.S. military personnel and contractors was much higher than what he and his colleagues were able to prosecute. John S. Sopko, his contemporary counterpart in Afghanistan, said his agency has probably uncovered less than half of the fraud committed by members of the military in Afghanistan. So what we're talking about is less than half. So it is actually, you know, it could be like $2 trillion or more that we're actually
we're
really
talking about a
about.
systemic problem here. Okay. First, we were talking about the corruption of KBI and Halliburton. Now it's rubbed off to where the corruption is on down to the soldiers and to the fucking private contractors. So this is a systemic problem, bro. The corruption and the money pilfering is just symptoms of that corruption.
Right, right.
Because it's like, look at them motherfuckers. They're getting away with doing it. Why can't we?
True. And can you really, I mean, honestly, can you blame them?
Hey, just like that statement in that movie, Iraq for Sale, the guy says, why would I re-enlist when I can go out and come right back here in a month making 3 times what I'm making now?
Right.
That's a hell of a statement of retention. And I mean, the United States military, we're hearing all the time where they're cutting back. They're cutting the amount of soldiers. But now we're getting a bigger picture, a bigger idea of that picture. But yeah, they're going to they're taking soldiers' jobs, but they're adding fucking contractors at triple the cost to us, to the American taxpayer at triple the cost. They're sending them back in as private contractors.
Right, right.
So the war is actually going to end up costing us triple what it would cost with soldiers.
And just think, right now, we said earlier that it was, what, 1.7 trillion?
1.7 trillion.
So,
and that ain't including the 496 billion owed in benefits to these soldiers.
Right. and triple that. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Now, I mean, you know, if you ever wanted to wonder, were they right when they said we're a corporatocracy?
You know,
it's
almost insulting that they even actually mentioned that $495 million for taking care of the veterans and their.
Yeah, well, you know, the sad part about it is that they had to add that. This is what we spent on contractors, but this is how little we're paying our veterans.
Wow.
Now think about that one for a second. Now, a lot of these contractors are actually benefiting to the tune of full benefits. They not only are they over there working 3 months a year, making $120,000. That one dude said, I can be over there for 3 months and make $120,000 tax-free money. Okay, dude, if I work 6 months out of the year, that's more than you and I and DB Kush and a few other people combined that we know. They don't make that much money, and we work all. I mean, you guys work all the time.
Right, I might have to go donate 3 months.
I mean, you know, I'm considering applying for a fucking job.
Right? I mean,
if there's that much money to be made over there, fuck. Why not go over for 3 or 6 months?
But then wouldn't that make us part of the problem?
Hey, man, it just depends on what you do with the money when you get done with it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm, you know, yeah, you're right. I would become part of the problem.
I was just asking.
But the fact that the difference between it is, man, is they want us to live on $21,000 a year over here. When I go over there, I can make $120,000 and be there 3 months.
Right.
Tell me a job I can work at doing over here. I know truck drivers. I know truck drivers on the road as we speak right now that do not make $120,000 driving 12 months out of the fucking year across this country, fucking logging almost 1 million miles a year.
Wow.
Do you understand the kind of money we're talking about?
Oh yeah.
That's $40,000 a month, bro. That's $10,000 a week. Let's just break you down to brass tacks. $10,000 a fucking week.
Tax free. Woo!
Tax free money.
Hell
Not
yeah.
a bad living if you can make it, I guess.
Right. Just gotta have.
Yeah, you're right. That would make us part of the problem, man. But wouldn't that change our lifestyle over here?
Yeah, most definitely. Couldn't deny that.
And that's now right now what we're discussing is the same thing those two families are going through with that fucking Iraq for sale. They couldn't find nothing here to change their life, but they're going to talk about fucking. And now they don't have their family members because that fucking convoy got ambushed.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not planning on going over there, and I just put us into that little thought, just the process of, what do we do here? We got a family, and me and you team truckers, and we got an opportunity that we can go over there and drive for fucking 3 months, man. Change our family's life. Me and you both. You got kids, I got kids. We're raising family. We can't get a job hitting a lick making more than $28,000, $38,000 a year here.
Right.
All right. Now, look at that. Think about that, bro. Now, they're willing to incentivize it to the point of where they're breaking up families. They're causing families to consider the risk and over, wow, this could really set my family up. That's sick on all kinds of levels right there in the name of profit and corruption. Because somebody's lining their fucking pockets at the behest and the blood of all of these people. Because we got contractors over there getting killed just like we do our own soldiers.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, it's gotten to the point of sickening that these corporations can monetize us to the point of where if we offer them enough money, they'll do any fucking thing. I mean, look at reality TV. There's a perfect example. You got people acting a fucking idiot for 15 minutes of fame every day on television.
Right. God, I hate
Let's
reality
wake up,
TV.
folks. What will we do for $1? I mean, you see motherfuckers on YouTube wallowing in the mud for fucking nothing. Come on, man. You gotta pick yourself up. Your worth is more than that fucking whatever dollar amount we're trying to put on you.
Right. That's true.
Plant a fucking garden. Plant a fucking garden and sell the vegetable. Let's start doing something with this country, folks. Let's start fucking offering our services at barter. What do you got? What do you do? This is what I do. Let's offer our services at barter. Fuck this money shit, man.
Right? I love the barter system.
I'm to the point, man, to where, the more we cherish money, the less we value human beings.
Because I tell you what, people ask me because I'm still a caregiver, but I'm able. People will ask me, well, how can you do it without getting paid? Well, you know what? I do get paid because you know what? When that patient makes me a pie or invites me to dinner or makes me something handmade, to me that's payment. So I get paid.
And that means more than the dollar value that they could ever give because they put their own love into it.
Exactly. And so, I told them, I don't know what you mean. I get paid. I could show you the letters. I love the letters. To me, that means more to me than, the hugs, I'm telling you.
Heck yeah. Just the smile and the thank you.
Right.
Of being able to do something for these people that no one else in their life could offer them. That to me right there is payment enough from the people that I help. It's just the thank you of knowing that I was there in their time of need is payment enough for me.
Right. Right. I think there should be more of that, man. I've always promoted, pay it forward, man. It makes you feel better,
Well, what it boils
once I
down
started
to, Rick, is
it became addictive to me.
Exactly. What it boils down to, I think, in this world, man, is we've lost empathy. we don't have empathy. It's either we sympathize or we pity. We don't have empathy for the other person's plight, what has caused them to be in the situation they're in. We just judge it. Oh,
Right.
Look at that person. No, there's a reason or a purpose or circumstances, situations beyond that person's control, because no one that I know to a person ever chooses to be homeless or ever chooses to go hungry or ever chooses to be broke.
Right.
That ain't a choice. These are circumstances that people are placed in beyond their control. And I think when we start having empathy instead of sympathy, that's why I say with a ministry that I work with, Green Faith, we're a hand-up ministry, not a hand-out.
Right.
I belittle a person when I give them a handout. But when I reach down and I help them up, I make them a better person and make them a better part of the community. And that's something that we all got to step back and look. What do we value most? The $5 in our pocket or seeing the guy out in the corner fucking getting lunch? And whether that lunch means a half a pint or a fucking Wendy's cheeseburger, what does it matter?
Right.
When we start caring more about the individual than we do about, what anybody thinks or if we think about situations that put people in them situations, that's something that I really saw and I thought about when I was watching that movie For Sale or Iraq For Sale. I was watching that family be tortured by the fact that their loved one that went to Iraq to do that job actually believed that they were doing it for the betterment of their family. Wow. And there was no opportunities in this country.
Right.
That really struck me. Wow. We're giving these guys astronomical sums, tax-free. I could not believe that last two words that come on them that with them salary. Tax-free money. In other words, we're already robbing the government with the contracts. We're just going to let you make this money and come back and fucking, that's kind of like General Electric making $6 billion or whatever the fuck they made and didn't spend a dime, didn't pay a dime in tax. Wait a minute. You've made it on the back and the benefit of this country. Don't you feel obligated in the very least to give your share back?
Right.
Now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of taxes.
Yeah,
but they are a necessary part. If they're spent right, we can have a hell of a country. There's countries like Monaco. Monaco, to live in that motherfucker, you got to give 70% of your income.
Woo!
But you know what? It's a beautiful place to fucking live, and you don't hear them motherfuckers bitching about it, do you? You know why? Because they all make a lot of money.
Right.
All right. Well, I've always said, if this country's prosperous and everybody's fucking running on a well-oiled machine, it would not hurt any of us to pay 50% of our income in taxes to keep the oil machine running. Because the other half, we could fucking enjoy the benefits of our labor without having to worry about a catastrophic disease coming up to us or something major happening to where it costs everything we fucking work for and save for. Okay? There is such thing as socialized medicine that actually does work. You pay into it and a catastrophic disease happens, it don't bankrupt you to fucking become healthy again.
Right.
Imagine that concept.
Right.
It's a hell of a concept when you think about it. Being able to not have to worry about if your kid comes down with fucking leukemia. Are you gonna have to go bankrupt or divorce your wife in order to get your kid help?
Right. That's
Because I've seen medical bills surmount to the point of families having to get divorced and them having to file bankruptcy in order to get on welfare in order to help pay the kids' medical bills.
Right, right.
That's ridiculous. In the richest nation in the fucking world, it's ridiculous.
Well, hell, my last back surgery alone was $1.2 million.
For what?
Right? For what?
How can they justify naming that price? $1.2 million for one back surgery.
Right, right. And I had 3. Okay, I had 3.
Right. But, I mean, you know, just to justify the cost, you know the guy had to be biting his lip, fucking trying not to laugh in people's faces.
Right, right. Well, you know, I mean...
Yeah, I'm going to charge you $1 million to fucking cut on your back. Right. Yeah. All right. Come on, man. Really? Fucking get serious.
Oh, man.
I mean, you know, just to ask for that kind of money.
I shit myself when I saw the bill.
Oh, yeah. You notice they don't tell you how much it's going to cost before you fucking get it done.
Right, right. No, that was... No.
Yeah, and there again. See, you were on VA, right?
No, I had to pay for this myself.
You had to pay, you know, so what'd you do, file bankruptcy on it?
Nope. Thankfully, I was going to, but I had a angel, like an angel investor.
A benefactor?
There you go. Pay my bill for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amen.
I was blessed.
That was somebody that gets it. That was somebody that was blessed with a bunch and says, you know what? There's no reason to ruin this guy's life. Let me just take care of this.
Yeah.
Because that amount of debt is almost insurmountable, especially at your age.
Well, they had basically ruined me with that bill because, for one, they go, okay, well, since you can't pay it all off at once, well, you'll have to pay $5,000 a month. Okay, well, you know, do the math. I mean, $5,000 a month, $1.2 million.
$60,000 a year. Yeah, you're gonna be doing that for a long time,
right? And hell, man, I'm you know, getting over back surgery, so I'm not back to work yet. You know, and they're wanting this type of money.
Well, not only that is you're probably already up in an advanced age. How old were you when you had that surgery?
I think my last one was in 2008 was my last one.
So how old were you?
Let me see. It's 15, so that was 7 years ago. I'm 48, so I was 41.
Okay, so yeah, all your best earning income years were gone. So basically, they had you going to pay them $5,000 a month for the rest of your life.
Oh yes, it would have been the rest of my life, and it would have been transferred to my kids.
And what?
Yes, it would have been transferred to my kids.
They would have transferred debt.
Yes.
See, man, we live in a country that has no debtor's prison. So how the fuck can they transfer your debt onto your children?
They're doing it all the time to people.
Thank you, Father, I don't have no kids.
Right?
Fuck. Man, not only do they tax you your whole life for making it, they got the estate tax. They tax the shit out of it when you die.
And then the death tax.
Oh, my God.
The death tax and the estate tax, which basically will wipe out the whatever you got.
They double whammy it. So they get whatever you... So they tax you from the time you're fucking born to the time you die, and then they get everything you leave over.
Uh-huh.
What a great life we were fucking born into, huh,
right?
brother?
God bless the USA, right?
We are. Fuck, man. Dude, me and you are in the wrong job. Me and you need to come up with a contractor's job. and become one of these contractors and get in on some of this money.
Right, man, I'm telling you.
We don't have to go over there because I can promise you, the executives at KBR and Halliburton ain't that stepping foot in fucking Afghanistan or Iraq.
Right? They're fat, happy asses.
They're just hiring motherfuckers and sending them to the slaughter. Get your ass over there.
Right?
We need to come up with some contractor deal, man. We need to get in on this. I'm telling you, we're doing it wrong here, man.
We must be.
Not only these cocksuckers are doing it tax-free and all, but, man.
So,
kind of fucking sick when you think about it, but go ahead and finish up the article there, man.
Well, actually, I think I'm going to let the people finish this article, because we only got like 24 minutes left, so I want to move on to another article real quick, and then I want to post, actually I'm going to post the jet part last. So this next article that we're going to talk about is from theMintPressNews.com, and I am posting it on the Facebook page. Let's talk about it right now, and it's it's up. Okay, so the article name is Too Big to Prosecute. Army.
Oh.
Yeah. Hold on here. I'm posting it on the
I've seen an article written about Hillary that's saying about the same thing with her.
Really?
She's too big to prosecute.
Well, yeah, Army struggles to cope with rampant fraud in the military. And despite over 100 successful prosecutions and 100 more cases awaiting their day in court, U.S. Army officials warn that the problem of corruption is more than the system can handle, and it's about to get even worse.
Holy shit.
All right, so America's...
So in other words, what you just said, man, is with everything we've already learned, they've created a problem, they're well aware of the problem, and now it's gotten too big for them to fucking do anything about it.
Right? They kind of opened up Pandora's box.
Yeah. And now they've let everybody know that it's gotten too big for us to do anything about it. So now they just open the door for even fucking more.
Yeah. It's
That's kind of like saying we don't want the terrorists to know about this, but here, let me tell you this. I don't even know why that was even fucking written up like that. Why would you want to tell them it's too much for them to prosecute now?
Right? Oh.
For fuck's sake, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're good. Sorry, man. That was funny.
Yeah, it was. I mean, think about it. I mean, it's just... Yeah, it's too big for us to control, but we're going to let everybody know it's too big for us to control so it can just continue.
You're right. Might as well just, now that it's out in the open, man, we can just continue like standard operating procedure.
Well, why even bother now?
Why are you even prosecuting these soldiers?
Why even bother now? It's gotten too big. Fuck it. I mean, you done let the cat out of the bag.
Right.
Fuck. Go ahead, man. I mean, that's fucking. I don't know, man. It's just I just can't get my head wrapped around that kind of thinking. I don't know. Is there something wrong with me and my way of thinking, or is it the way they're thinking? I don't know, but that don't make any sense.
Right. Well, okay. America's massive military-industrial complex is a huge profit-making enterprise for hundreds of corporations with trillions of dollars spent on the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, in a new report on U.S. Army corruption shows that millions have been stolen through fraud and corruption in those countries. It also suggests that the problem may be poised to become even worse. Well, we kind of talked about that in the last story because they said that it was less than half of them that they've found.
Well, you know as well as I do, with us being in the front lines of the drug war, man, we know that for every one truck they catch on the border, there's 5 more that get away.
Right. That is true.
So, I mean, that only makes sense that if they're catching half, that's still a big get. I don't even think they're catching half of it. Because we already know they can't catch half of the drugs coming into this fucking country. So how are they catching that over there?
Right. That is true. Let me see here. Where was I at? Okay, the report released Tuesday by the Center for Public Integrity, co-published by Slate, highlights crimes committed in Iraq and Afghanistan, valued at an estimated $50 million, which we understand maybe 3 times more than that. So we'll say $150 million. The crimes run at a gamut from bribery to contract corruption and fuel theft. At least 115 enlisted Army personnel have been convicted since 2005, with hundreds more cases pending in military courts or under investigation. Despite the prosecution, the root cause for corruption have not changed, according to the report. It states, many of these crimes grew out of the shortcomings of the military management. Okay, we talked about that on our deployments. Experts say are still present. A heavy dependence on cash transaction, a hasty award process for high-value contracts. We talked about that. Individual cases highlighted by the center show that theft and corruption were so widespread in Iraq and Afghanistan, soldiers often believed it was impossible to get caught. Poorly monitored fuel shipments, paid for in cash and badly tracked, allowed valuable resources to be diverted into the pockets of enlisted personnel and their allies.
I can see that in Afghanistan, bro, because they've got no oil or anything in Afghanistan.
Right.
Everything is imported in. But Iraq would be, to me, that would be, I think the black market on oil and gasoline is bigger in Afghanistan. But like they said in that article, the further out the forward operating bases go, the further distance and the more contractors they're going to need.
Right.
So, I mean, what resources they did have in Afghanistan, the deep natural resource minerals and rare earth minerals, they sold them to China. We don't even get them, fuckers. I don't, dude, what, we had Vietnam, all right? The truth about Vietnam is it was all about the heroin routes.
Right.
We already knew that. We found that out later. It was brought to us by a lie, the Gulf of Tonkin. That never happened. All that bullshit, how it started was just that bullshit. Now we're finding the same thing was pulled on us for Afghanistan and Iraq. When do the American people wake up? I was born during just right after the mop up, pretty much in '65 of the Vietnam War, and maybe my generation is the one that's at fault, but I don't know why we have not learned any lessons.
Right? You would think that we would have learned some.
Because the reality is the only reason we're in Afghanistan is to take control of the heroin supply of the world.
Well, yeah, we got to.
When the Taliban controlled Afghanistan, there was less than 2% of the world heroin supply. Now it's over 98%.
Wow.
All right. That's the reality of it, bro. You cannot deny statistical facts.
No, you can't.
Okay? We've got an uptick on heroin overdoses around the world.
Right.
And it's all being tracked to Afghanistan. Who's in charge of Afghanistan? We are, supposedly.
Right, right.
Then why are we letting them do that if we have a war on drugs?
That's a very good question. Very good question.
Yeah. The only reason we went there was that. It had nothing to do with fucking bin Laden. Because if we want to believe the narrative, he was in Pakistan. So why in the fuck we got guys running through caves looking for him?
Right, in Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan. It was all about the heroin. It was all about the oil and the fucking contracts that was in Iraq. It wasn't about no fucking weapons of mass destruction. It wasn't about bin Laden and knocking down 2 goddamn buildings with airplanes. It was about insurance money. It was about fucking telling the secrets on the Pentagon. And the Pentagon didn't fucking like it, so they turned around and attacked us. That fucking thing that hit the fucking Pentagon was no plane. It was a goddamn missile, folks. Building 7 didn't get hit by nothing, but it housed the biggest secrets our military has as far as the black operation budgets and things like that. That's gone forever.
Wow.
When are we going to wake up, folks? When are we going to wake up?
Man, I hope soon, my friend. I hope soon.
I'm afraid it's almost too late now, Rick. Honestly.
Man, I
we're
hope
on the
not.
third swirl, bro. I'm telling you, bro, we're on the third swirl. Go flush your toilet and count how many swirls it goes. Go flush and count. And I'm telling you, there's only 3 or 4 at the best. We can't make it too many more go-rounds without going all the way down.
Right.
You know, I do hope that we can turn this around. I'm fatally optimistic on this. I believe we can, but we've got to quit dividing ourselves into categories.
Yes.
We've got to, you know, our founding fathers said it best: "United we stand, divided we'll always fall."
Right.
And that's what this government has designed on doing, is dividing us through race, through finances, through economic class, through educational classes, through all of these things. When it all breaks down, folks, we're all human. We're all human, flesh and blood, human beings. Well, I don't know. Maybe we got some alien blood and hybrids out there by now. I'm fatally optimistic. Don't get me wrong. I would hope we've been visited by some folks and they have good intentions for us. And I'm not closed-minded to think that we're the only intelligent beings in this great fucking planetary system we have. So, I seen a meme today, as a matter of fact. It was pretty interesting. It was these space aliens up in space talking and saying, "But we sent Tesla. Why didn't they listen?" Which was kind of true. But we've got to take a step back, folks, and value the human being instead of the corporation or what everybody else is going to think.
Well,
we got to really do that.
Sorry, I'm posting some stuff up on the pages right now.
That's fine.
And
but I mean, you know, we've got to put love for our brother back into things,
right?
And to treat our brother the way we would always want to be treated. Never look down. If we ever got to look down, it's only to pick them up.
Right, right.
You know, when we start caring about each and every one of us individually and caring about our neighbors, then we're going to truly make the change. But until we do that, we're on the third swirl of the toilet bowl. Go flush your toilet and count how many times it goes around. Because I promise you, it ain't too many. We're on our way out. And unless we put the brakes on, something's got to change. And, you know, the reality is, when the Roman Empire fell, not all the Romans died.
True.
So there was pieces to pick back up. So are we just going to let this thing fall apart and pick up the crushed pieces and rebuild again? But will we rebuild smarter? Probably not, because we ain't learned anything throughout any of our history, all the way back to the Roman times.
Well,
that should have been a great playbook, huh?
Oh, yeah. Should have been.
And now we're following it, though, unfortunately. So, yeah, I guess it is working out that way, huh?
Right. Well, Patrick, hey.
All great empires fall, brother.
Yes, we do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Well, Patrick's about getting to that time. So,
yep.
Did you ever receive that text?
No. Actually, it's we got a formatting issue.
Well, I told him to give me a call in the morning. I gave him my number, and I told him to call me in the morning. So
I'm sure we can get it figured out. We'll figure out how to get it done.
One way or another,
we're working on a deal, folks, to where you can get your streaming live from Weed.radio. Go ahead, Rick. What is that? Canna Radio and WeedRadio.com?
I think so. I don't have my email pulled up. I apologize.
But yeah, we're looking at expanding the outlets for you folks to be able to get the stream. To actually be able to do a lot of fun things if we can get the technology worked out.
Right.
No promises and no harm, no foul if it don't happen. But it'd be real nice if we could. It'd benefit all of our listeners as well as us. But hey, I'm appreciative of the listeners we have on this outlet. So.
Right. Make sure you guys go download the Blunt TV app on Google Play Store for Android and follow us that way as well. Because you don't have to download the Spreaker app. You can download that Blunt TV app and listen to it that way, and then you get to watch TV and all the fun stuff that's on the app.
Got any update on the Apple Store, on the iTunes, iPad, or Apple?
Well, I did finally receive that number, so I get to move on now. I get to move to the next step.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was just all about waiting for that damn number. So, I mean, it finally came in. So I just gotta, figure out what I got to do with that damn number and go to the next step. So I need a day.
Well, that's great, man. I can't wait to be opening that up to the Apple listeners and the Apple users out there.
Me too, man, because we got a lot of them out there that are waiting for it. So I know once we open it for Apple.
Yeah, every day I'm asked about, hey, when's that Apple app coming up? And I got to tell them, I call Apple and ask them. It's in their ballpark now.
Right, well, now it's in mine, so it's up to me at least until I find out that I don't think there should be anything else I'm waiting for. I mean, I think that's it. So hopefully I can get it done fairly quickly. So
right on. Maybe next week we'll have a couple of announcements.
Right. So make sure you guys go to the Patrick Partridge's Facebook page. Give it a like. Give him a follow. You can go to my page, Rick Wainwright. Give me a follow or a like. Whatever. And definitely go to the Let's Talk About It page and join our discussion.
Join in the discussion, yes. Within the next few weeks, we plan on opening up a live call-in line as well. Let people call in and give us your take on the topics of the day.
Right. No, I can't wait. So
me neither can I, brother.
All right, man.
All right, well,
I think this has
you guys have a wonderful evening, and thanks for spending your evening with us. And whenever you got a debate or issue, remember to just talk about it.
Right. So we're gonna just leave out with the song, and 'cause that's about how much time we got. So we will talk to you guys Saturday at our regular time. And, until then, man, stay blessed and pay it forward, man. Do something for somebody else.
Do something for someone that can't do nothing for you.
Right? All right, my friends. You have a wonderful night. We will be talking to you later.
All right, brother. You too.
All right. This is 710 Radio Moth 22.9 in Denver, Colorado, and let's talk about it, and we'll talk to you guys Saturday. Peace.
Myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our